do, y'all? It's your girl Makeup and Travel, and for today's video I am bringing you guys the third day in my collection series. Well, as I said before, I am currently on a vacation, but I wanted to bring you guys a video once a day while I'm away. And so for today I am going to be showing you guys my bronzer collection. It's a very tight collection, but I'm really into it, you know, like I really love bronzers, you guys know that. And I thought after such a long video yesterday with my highlighters and blushes, why not give you guys a shorter video just showing you my bronzers. So I hope you guys are ready. So if you guys are interested in seeing my bronzer collection, then just keep watching. Alrighty guys, so I'm here bringing you guys day 3 in my collection series. And today I'm going to be talking about my bronzers, which is in this small little cabinet right here. I actually forgot a Alrighty y'all, so starting off this bronzer collection, I wanted to start with this one. This is the bronzer that was over on my desk. This is the e.l.f. Blush in Always Spicy. I have been using it as a bronzer. It is definitely more warm tone than my skin, and as you can see, it is brown, no purple undertone to it. I think this is the perfect bronzer blush situation, and it's super cheap. This is in their this is in their primer infused line. Next, let's just go with this rub. This is the Morphe Bronzer in Showmance. I purchased this because I had seen so many people on the tube talk about how this was a perfect bronzer for them, and this actually bronzed up their skin. I don't find that this bronzes up my skin at all. And I honestly don't even know why I kept it. I should have decluttered it or returned it, but you know, it's here now, so we will keep it. Next, I have this Sacha powder blush, and this one is in matte brown. I find that this is extremely darker than my complexion, a lot darker than I was expecting, and so because of that, I have to take a smaller amount to really get it to blend evenly and nicely on my skin. So that's why I don't reach for this bronzer, but it's a very nice bronzer. I would say more neutral to cool undertone, and if you're darker than me, this might be a better bronzer for you, although I will keep this in my collection because I do think it's a good formula. It just is slightly too deep, which is always a good thing. Next is one of my most hated bronzers in my collection. It's the Bare Minerals Invisa Bronze. This one is in deep, dark to deep. This is not going to bronze anybody. This is like a nice finishing powder. I should honestly put this in my finishing powder collection because this is just atrocious for a bronzer. It doesn't do anything at all, and it's a waste of my time and my money. I shouldn't have purchased this. I had the feeling that it wasn't going to work, but I wanted to try because you guys know I love bronzers, but sometimes you just got to go with what your gut is saying. And just along with that, I should have went with my gut on this one. This is the Guerlain Terracotta Bronzer in 09. This is a bronzer that a lot of makeup artists or just people of color in general attribute to being the best bronzer in their collection. I don't think this is the best bronzer in my collection. It does, come on, focus. It does slightly bronze up my face, but it's not as warm as I found I have grown to actually enjoy. I will be uploading my top 5 bronzers eventually, and you will see that this will actually be in the middle of all of my bronzers in the ranking system. So it's nice and it's good, but for the price, I think I would have enjoyed a different bronzer. Like, I would have paid that much money for like the e.l.f. or even this ColourPop bronzer. Next is the Makeup Geek bronzer in Burnished. I like this bronzer. I think it's a really nice go-to bronzer. It's slight red undertone, slight warmness to it, and it's basically my skin tone. So what really helps is the really smooth formula. This formula is butt soft, butt soft, so it really just blends nicely onto my skin. So this is a really good formula, and I really do enjoy this bronzer. So if you're interested, it's not going to be as warm as the ColourPop or the e.l.f. bronzer, but it still does give a slight warmth, kind of on the same regards as the Guerlain bronzer. Next, since I've been talking about it so much, this is the ColourPop bronzer in Bits and Pieces. I am still hurt that ColourPop has not restocked this bronzer, but this is my #1 bronzer in my collection. As you can see, I've hit a decent amount of pan, and I will not be touching this bronzer until I can get at least one backup. Then I will go for and prosper when it comes to this one. Next is a bronzer, and it's called Deep Bronze. It's a multitasking powder from Becca. I like this this powder. I think it's a really good bronzer. Once again, it's actually slightly too deep for me, and I was gonna purchase the one down, which this one is deep bronze, so I think the other one is like dark bronze. It's slightly more warm tone, and it's closer to my skin tone. I was gonna purchase it, but I stopped myself. I told myself, you don't really need it. And although I don't really need it, I think that one would work better for my complexion than this one, although I really do enjoy this powder and I will get my use out of it. I purchased this at TJ Maxx, by the way. Next is another bronzer that I fell into the hype. This is the ABH, good Lord. This is the ABH bronzing powder in Cappuccino, and I fell into the hype. I have seen so many people of color on YouTube use this as a bronzer, and I thought, okay, if they can bronze with it, I can bronze with it. This does nothing on my skin. I honestly, once again, should have returned this bronzer, but we will see. I will work with this one. This might be a bronzer that I combine with some of the darker ones to get those to blend with my skin, because this is pretty much my skin tone. Next is a part of the Becca actual bronzer line, and this one is in Maui Nights. I got this because Jackie Aina raved about this, said that this was actually good on her skin, and even though it looked red, it's not actually red on your complexion. I find that this is okay. It's okay. This is something that I will reach for when I kind of get my use out of all of my other ones, or when I just really want to bring a new bronzer to my makeup routine. And I'm happy I have this one in my collection, but this is definitely not my #1 bronzer at all, nowhere near. Next, I got the CoverGirl Queen Collection bronzer in Ebony Bronze. I had this once or twice before. I had like broken it. There was a lot of hard pan. This bronzer has been through a lot with me history wise, and so I went ahead and purchased another one because you guys know, once again, I love bronzers, and I don't actually like this one. I think I might give it another chance because I've gotten some more brushes, and I think brushes really make a world of a difference. Why isn't this focusing? There we go. I think bronzers make a world of a difference when it comes to, or brushes make a world of a difference when it comes to application for bronzer. So I think I'm going to put this one on my desk and try it again. But as of right now, it's not in my top 5 bronzers. Put it to you that way. 2 more left. This is a Becca Perfect Skin Mineralized Powder Foundation in Cacao. This is a dark baby. It's a dark baby, okay? And this is yet another powder that I got thinking I was darker than I am. Happens all the time apparently, and I like the formula, but it's too dark, so I would have to use like maybe the ABH or one of the other powders that are basically my skin tone with this to blend it out. But other than that, good powder. If you're darker than me, I would suggest trying it, and this one has more of a neutral to cool undertone. Last but certainly not least, I have this big hunka junka right here, and this is the Sun-Kissed Giant Bronzer. I found this on Amazon through like a third party. They have two shades. This is the dark one. They also have a medium one. The medium one, basically the outer corner is like the darkest part of that bronzer. This bronzer I really do enjoy. I do enjoy it, and the only reason I honestly enjoy it is because, like all of the other ones, this dark part is too dark for me, but this light part is too light slash my skin tone. So mixing them together, you really get a nice coloring for my complexion. So this bronzer really brings together some of the problems that I've had with all of my other bronzers, and that's why I enjoy it. So yeah, like I said, I knew this was going to be a really quick video, but I wanted to bring you guys a shorter one after having such a long video yesterday. I already know it's going to be a pain to edit, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and as always, y'all, it has been real. Bye bye.